good news for people who have heard the standard defence Sniffer Dogs receive for encroaching on your civil rights, which is...
keeps the streets clean, and if you've got nothing to hide, you've got nothing to hide.
From various no-name politicians and authority figures continually for years on end repeating exactly that, and yet many have somehow concluded...
I came to this conclusion myself. Nothing more than an uncanny coincidence that I believe the exact same thing word for word.
Still, gotta admit, out of all the combinations of words that would fit that sentiment you could sculpt out of the English language, times the chance of you sharing that identical viewpoint is a statistical anomaly up there with the Earth being in the exact distance from the sun required to support life.
And yet it happened. This is indeed a mysterious universe.
Especially when that conviction on the matter hasn't changed a bit, even though in the space of a month the New South Wales Police Force has made the public statement with no facts to accompany it that...
the reality is that the presence of our drug dogs has had a strong deterrence factor.
Then, in less time than it takes to...
race halfway around the world.
that same police force let it slip that...
It's very frustrating. Every year these music festivals or dance parties run, and every year there's an increased number in detections.
Hey? Those two statements are like a very difficult spot the difference puzzle in the paper. Have I been duped? Is there even a difference?
You gotta give it to them. People who believe the police narrative are a very artistic bunch as they appear to subscribe very heavily to the philosophy of total absurdism. Good to see it's alive and real. According to the New South Wales Police, drug dogs have accompanied both an increase in drug use but is still, somehow, a strong deterrence factor.
Yeah, well, if we didn't have drug dogs, the number would be even bigger. Everyone would be addicted to drugs. And I don't want to live in a world where Sylvia Jeffries is addicted to meth. Coming up on today, your hands. Give me your wallet. I'm sorry to do this to you, love. I just really need a fix, eh?
17,746 searches in 2013 alone. All that precious police time spent on urban peg trifling.
All those police resources that could have been diverted into catching the real criminals. Public transport fare evaders.
Bus ticket, please. You got one?
No, I don't. Sorry.
No. That was the wrong answer, wasn't it?
Oh God! He wasn't even on a bus!
Drug dog operations save lives.
How?
Apparently by busting teenagers on trains for smoking minor amounts of a drug, even Tony Abbott doesn't seem to have a problem with, as
Sometimes you gotta eat your mind.
New South Wales' own ombudsman stating, overwhelmingly the use of drug detection dogs has led to public searches of individuals in which no drugs were found, or to the detection of mostly young adults in possession of very small amounts of cannabis for personal use.
Which raises the question, where is this dog squad police officer's lifeguard cap? Because this man is saving as many lives as the lolly lifesaver.
The juiciness of the flavors reminds me to squeeze more out of life.
5,554 Australian deaths a year from alcohol, a readily available substance sold at music festivals and dance parties, yet the police are targeting the one drug people take to these events which has killed
0 people in the entire world ever! I was misquoted in the Sydney Morning Herald. I said, if our operations prevent just one person from putting their life at risk, or another white guy from getting dreads, then they're succeeding. Cause kids, we are past the age of the song freestyler, alright? If you feel that it's too difficult to use shampoo, just drink the perfectly legal mix of cough medicine and booze, and then get cornrows.
Budget cuts have forced the police and the fashion police departments to merge.
completely forgetting that the aim of the drug detection dog operation was to target drug suppliers, and after a decade of trial, successful prosecutions for supply represent 0.19%.
Oh shit, that could be me next. Bloody more stuff to worry about now. You making eckies in the toilet again, are ya? No, stop hassling me to get a mixing bowl, will ya? No, it's disgusting. Get a bowl. Get a bloody mixing bowl. Toilet bowl's still a bowl, isn't it?
Keeping this very, very very slightly off the streets.
All in a days, woof.
Instead, far from acting as a strong deterrent, sniffer dogs have, according to some of the brightest think tanks in the world, become a recipe for overdose, with more people dying of fatal drug overdoses than traffic accidents, and therefore, far from saving lives, these laws have killed many teenagers trying to avoid drug charges by taking extremely large doses of the drugs they want to consume before festivals.
Looks like you can't teach an old dog new tricks, can ya? Nah.
What? How old are you?
19, brother.
133 in dog, yes. Bicentennial dog.
Even better, sniffer dog operations have changed the consumption habits of an entire generation, moving them away in droves from the only thing proven to keep you cool well into your 40s to something their idiot friend says.
Can't be Sniffer Dogs, man. I swear to God, you just down this shit and get ready to inform your friends every 20 minutes about how high you are. Only way to powder.
Easily the best part. Can't argue with that. But what's the name of this bad boy again?
Oh, what's with all these questions, bro? Are you a cop? You're a cop, man. No, it's sweet as. You're just ingesting a drug with the street name Grievous Bodily next level drug abuse.
Well, it looked like my job here is done.
That was their plan all along. The dogs are the ones that are secretly in charge. Over the Premier, there is a...
So this is just to say, New South Wales Police Dog Squadrons, cheers. A plant is statistically far better at your job than you.
Yeah, because he's using performance-enhancing drugs. That's cheating.
Man, I should really be defending myself, but I don't think anyone would take anything this much of a stoner says seriously.
Sniffer dogs. Starting to think they're only kept around because the Chief Police Commissioner was faced with the frank discussion he had with his deputy behind closed doors that probably started with,
Well, if I recall correctly, Phil, you said that you'd keep Sergeant Sniffles on no matter what the outcome of the Ombudsman report. Now, I'm not going to tell him that he's off the force. Can you? Can you tell that face to get stuffed? We're all waiting if you can.
Please press the subscribe button now.
Come on.